This is the Louis T. Network.
In the lab room.
Welcome, you are in the lab room. I'm your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me here to break down the Sunday matinee, if you will. The offensive showdown between the Denver Broncos and the Philadelphia Eagles, or at least it was supposed to be an offensive showdown. Offense number one versus offense number two in terms of rank in the National Football League, yardage-wise. But we all knew the truth going into this game, what was going to happen. Broncos right now have it on cruise control, and I liken it to playing Madden. The Broncos are playing Madden right now, and everyone else in the league is playing Madden as well, but they're playing with the settings on all Madden, so they're struggling a little bit. Meanwhile, the Denver Broncos have it on Pro. So it's almost like they're cheating because they don't have to hit the directional pad to make sure they put precision on the football, to make sure it's in a spot that it's not deflected or picked off. They can just tap the button and their player will catch the football. They can break tackles easier. They can do all of the things that everyone else has to struggle and work for because it's on all Madden. They don't have to work as hard because it's on Pro. Except they're not cheating. And everybody is playing with the same level playing field. They're just better than everyone else because they have more talent. They have Peyton Manning. They have Juice. They have Wes Welker. They have Demaryius Thomas. They have Eric Decker. They have an offensive line that can protect Peyton Manning so he can deliver the football. They have a stable of backs that aren't great, but they get the job done. They don't turn the football over. They have a special teams unit that's second to none. They have a return man in Trendon Holiday that can run it back 105 yards at the blink of an eye. And so they're just a dangerous group all the way around. Oh yeah, they don't have Von Miller yet, and they don't have Champ Bailey either, and they're still playing pretty good defense. This is a scary team. And then you have the Eagles, who have Michael Vick, who have Deshaun Jackson, who have Shady McCoy, yet it's just nothing compared to this Denver Broncos offense. And so you're saying, well, hey, maybe these guys can hang in, score some points. Maybe they can make it a ball game. And early on, it looked like it would be exactly that. I looked at this Eagles team, and I knew what the Broncos were going to do. They scored a touchdown on their opening possession, and the Eagles kicked a field goal. And I said, you got to score touchdowns. That's going to take us to our momentous moment. Eagles get the ball, first possession. They're driving. Good drive by Vic. They're moving the football. He throws a dart to Brent Selleck at about the 5-yard line. Selleck drops it on a third and about 6 or so. They got to kick a field goal. You can't kick field goals against this Broncos football team. If you've got a chance to score 7, you can't kick a field goal. And they had to kick a field goal. And look, that's not the end of the world. It's only 7-3, but in the grand scheme of things, this is the Denver Broncos. Not just any old Denver Broncos, the Peyton Manning-led Denver Broncos that have it on tilt right now. And so you need to be able to score 38 just to have a chance on most weeks against this team. And if you can't put up 38, then you can't beat these guys. And you're not going to put up 38 kicking field goals. So to see them have to settle for a field goal this early in the game with an opportunity to get 7, if you can just do something as simple as catch the football, you got to ask yourself, are they going to be able to win this game? I thought that was a momentous moment. They settled for a field goal, kind of deflated this offense a little bit, even though on the next possession, they got a touchdown. You can't kick field goals. Instead of the score being 14-10, this score should have been, 14-14. But he dropped the football. And so goes the rest of the story. I'll tell you an interesting story. I was watching the Redskins game, of course, Redskins fan here. 4 o'clock game, same as this Broncos-Eagles game. And so when I'm watching the Redskins game, normally we're a 1 o'clock start. So when I'm watching the game, I play in football pools, and I'm looking at all the scores. So I'm looking at the bottom line, looking at all the scores to see what other teams are doing, to see how I'm faring in my football pools. Well, in this particular pool, it was 4 o'clock. Of course, Redskins were playing the Raiders. So I wasn't in the pool. I had already lost too many games, and I didn't have a good first half. And so I was already out of the pool mathematically. So I wasn't even worrying about looking at the scores. I was just focusing in on the Redskins game. We had to have this one. We were 0-3. We were struggling. We needed to be able to beat the Raiders. So I was focused in on the game. But last time I had checked, the score was 13-10, 14-10, something like that in this football game, Eagles, Broncos. So I said, oh, well, they're hanging in there. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They can score points. Maybe they'll make it a football game. And I just happened to glance down at one point, late in the third, maybe early fourth quarter in the Redskins game. I just happened to glance down at the bottom line as the Fox tracker was at the bottom. And I looked down and what? Whoa. It was like 52-13. What happened? Well, essentially what happened was Peyton Manning, Juice, Wes Welker, Demaryius Thomas, and Eric Decker happened. And you sprinkle in a little bit of Broncos special teams. They blocked a punt for a touchdown. Trendon Holiday took a 105-yard kickoff return to the house. I mean, what can you do when all cylinders are clicking? What can you do? Absolutely nothing. And that's what the Eagles did against this Broncos team. Absolutely nothing. Keep this one short and sweet because there's not enough superlatives to say about this Broncos team, so I'll just leave it at this. They're 4-0. They're the most dangerous team in the league. They're the most explosive team in the league. Right now, they look invincible. Now, the regular season means nothing to this football team. They need to get it done in the postseason. They look like a team that was on a torrid pace last year going into the postseason, and they lost their first game at home. So, look, they can tear it up all they want in the regular season. The only thing that would catch everyone's attention is if they go 16-0. If they can manage to go 16-0, which I don't see them being able to do because they'll stumble up or at the end they'll rest players and they'll lose a football game. Either way, if they want to, they probably could go 16-0 in this season. But that's the only thing that would catch my attention. If they can go 16-0, then we could be looking at a perfect season because they're that good. Offensively, defensively, special teams, they're good all over. So they get it done 52-23, I believe. Look, they scored so many points, I stopped keeping track. And they get it done in this game. Eagles, after that hot start against the Redskins, they've dropped 3 straight. They look like the Eagles that I thought they would look like. They're not going to win a lot of games, I don't think. This offense, while it's dynamic, they still have an issue stopping teams on defense, which I knew they would have problems defensively this season. And this offense, while it's good and explosive, they're not scoring as many points as one would think, and they wear their defenses down when their time of possession is 24 minutes per game. This defense is on the field way too much because either they're not sustaining offense or they're scoring so quick that they're putting their defense back on the field. So it's a catch-22 for this Eagles football team. They're in some trouble. They're 1-3 on the season now as they lose to the Denver Broncos. Broncos 4-0. They're dangerous. They're everything you could think of and then some. This is a juggernaut of a football team. I can't wait till they play the Kansas City Chiefs. That's going to be a game worth circling on the calendar. Doesn't happen until week 11, though, so have to wait a while. But that'll be a really interesting matchup because you've got a team in the Broncos who wants to go up-tempo, and you got a team in the Chiefs that's going to slow it down. They don't want to slow it down. They are going to slow it down. And so 2 different styles meeting in a epic battle, that's going to be great because the Chiefs can play defense, and they have enough guys defensively to slow this Broncos offense down. I can't wait to watch that one. But in the meantime, Broncos are 4-0, Eagles 1-3. What can you say? This team has it on cruise control right now. They got it on pro. Everyone else is playing on all Madden. And so that's going to do it for me here on this program. I thank you for joining me. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here in the Lab Room. See you next time. Like the content? Want more? Sub up.
In the lab room.